One time for your mind, yo. And then I went to party, and then my What my lady said, what my honey said, what my shawty said. One time for your mind. I can bring it calm, baby. Now, get my niggas on the block, yo.
DJ MCK.
Bring it on, y'all.
Baby, that things you that do me, they make how they feel. Girl, my heart done there for you. I love now.
Something.
Are you okay?
I'm on a date with you. I'm perfect. It's my sister. Need to make sure she's okay.
Okay, that's fine. Please attend to her.
German.
Bro, my issue. I'm on a date and I just realized I'm cashless.
But you know what? You owe me one. You owe me one. Check your phone, little bro.
Bakuku is spoiled there.
Don't mention her.
Thank you.
Is your sister okay?
Oh yeah, she's great. She has a lot on her plate. So what do you think? Let's grab drinks after this.
Sounds good.
Let me tell you a quick story. A family of 4, a father, mother, and 2 children, applied for diversity visa lottery through a connection man. The connection man received the interview notice but never told the father about the interview dates, and because of that, they missed it. This is exactly why I'm doing this program. There's a lot of misconceptions, there's a lot of yes in our community, and I want to come and correct that. And that's why on October 10th, I'm coming to Accra, Ghana, Lancaster Accra Hotel, formerly Golden Tulip, to have a seminar to give you the accurate information. Now, if I could, I would make this free, but unfortunately, I cannot. However, I have some good news. We have the help of some amazing businesses and sponsors who are assisting us in making this a lot more affordable for you. You may have seen the flyer that said 450 Ghana cedis before. Now, for 200 Ghana cedis, you get the opportunity to sit in a 2-hour seminar with a U.S. immigration attorney to get the right answers to your questions. So visit our website and check out our graphic for more ways to register.
And it's your boy again, Nana Kwame Osei, with you here on OT Media TV, and the show is Time with Tap Tap Send. And you may say, my bow chain, and baby beer, or shemi ifia, na a tap tap send a daroma, Emma, meet me, Eddie Jumedi, Eddie Ebrew, and inti Maminfa, Asidake Siepa, and Fama, a tap tap send a Jumacuno, is and say, Omo inkitami mua, and come meet me, and fa Jumedi, and Breme. And it is a shemi, baby beer, or a we are safaning, and it to UK, Europe, Canada, America, UAE, Nasa, unyu tap tap sender, Nandia, may come for tap tap send. The amount is as it say tap tap send a busuya cook as abri ubia edin home ababe joining and no and I am for I walk baby I mean bubu dinina a yusu edi sendi sika edi comma abusuya for ewo or my Ghana munity too and inti Mr. Ko App Store Play Store now download the tap tap send now also nam so fa send sika ekoma abusuafo na mejiri se abusuafo ensa ebeka no entem so say ekoma bank account and as a mobile money but modia na use tap tap send na abusuafo ebefro no mo adawase pa ene eden na ye ka ho asem say when it comes to UK immigration there we've had so many lawyers on this show talking about UK immigration we've got one special US immigration attorney when it comes to US immigration say ubenya visitors visa say ubetu kwan akọ America wama ya bounce of America ne do so ene me giri say utimi enya abotre na wo etena se etwen kosi say dwumadie ibekọ awie a you have a lot of information a ubetimi ayusu ede aboa wonua wadamfo anaso obusuani bi a obeso utu kwan ekọ America ena me ne wo ka say ora David Kofi Eje wakobo na dwa kama ewa America ehonum enodi na agro ma menko na meni no entwetwe enkomo kakra ansa na mede eye Kofi Frimpong enso ede abro from Europe na ya hwede ya ekoso ewo tap send enso asoe ora Kofi Frimpong ewa hanum za abro aba be ka me ho ede ya ma menfa Kofi endikan omumie ni nyina de Kofi but ma menfa Kofi Frimpong endikan eno na chi no meko Kofi Eje ehonum na ya twetwe enkomo ewo tap send asoe right after that Mede, my guest for tonight, who will be speaking on U.S. immigration. Mede no ebebro. Ora Kofi Frimpong from Tap Send. Me ma ajo emo akwaba enwumre eba dwumade so. Mbajo producer minti Ora Kofi Frimpong enka enti mbajo check mami. Ene de watua ni internet bill enti megidi se ne side ne bibia e kama pa ba me hande maintain nka papa.
Nana pa chafe do chimenka.
Mete nka papa.
MCC said me start of the sign language in a start na ibisa sa wotia.
Enka beboa. Bi nso a me kan ya pe na ofiura epretu ma unti se de Hello, Kofi.
Abusia for yeah, Nana Kwame.
Yeah, I can hear you.
They say
difficulties,
we the munyina mbedi madanse say if you side no me kan ya wonte ase ni internet no ontua fiber optic one ni bi entia na e break
Nana Kwame pacho edem di me de waka me ho asem amete
yo
ye de nyame pacho de na me kan say mechia abusuafo nyina ma obi a good evening na chese minua bi a oye adwuma wo factory no ene wa ma me update ni nyina akame no minua be ma mechia pa wate wasenka omomo Ghana nyina betena se show ne so no mo hwe what people go through to send just a penny and I say a ye to them what you say like numerate update from tap send more of so we send this kana you say you busuafo and na odisika na more vendors but I think say of late you know was answer rate na kama you go say 30 cedis be at the chini ade was mensa anka mensa kan 17 pe mensa kan 18 pe mpacho. There's no way say app no tap send the catch or say you are getting 300 Ghana cedi 17,300 Ghana cedi for sending maybe 1,000 euros. Now nipa no Ghana and say maybe me 17 per 300 dia anka ho or say I need tap for my family 300 enya possible abusuya de hu ho ade no so no eno na abusuafo ensaka nti I just want to make it clear say whatever transfer that you see on your phone, whether you are sending it to a mobile money account and now say you are sending it to your bank account, whatever the exchange rate is, there's a no fee transfer charge. Whatever you see on your phone should be what the recipient, or if it's your to self, that is what you should be seeing in your account. And I'm by way of information, as I'm kakrebi am de buy because I think say Ghana yedin say election bentino we ye dia 30 Ghana no mbefa ntino esremu a we send this kind of command we are no one can say the screenshot na from offer 17 saying I'm sending it 19 saying I'm sending it, then you wouldn't give them the chance to even come. And then because at the end just say this is 90% of us what we go through. Adia ye fam pa 10 ka ho no ye bia bibi na aba onu ntimi nya adwuma but ye adwuma nyina ye bre se ye opia bre se ye ntino ye appreciate mo say at least you trust tap send as a brand say would the open in a bar, and the coffee ama safely. Enti nyame share obi bia o ye adwuma ni obi bia we use tap send up. Oh near bia. Well, okay, cancel we actually send and send the tap mental ma ho dia friend no nomra answer na bosume mbesi no. Obi samra. All of them, they should come. Yes, I'm reading messages that people don't speak Tree. Unfortunately, we will try and blend the Tree and English. Unfortunately, this is supposed to be a Tree speaking program because most of the people couldn't reach customer service by speaking English, but they had real issues. But I think Nana Kwame and the people who will be on the show will try and do a blend of it. Bear with us. It's not that we are giving any language superiority, but how the show was set up. Nana, let me give it back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Ora Kofi Frimpong, UK Europe Growth Lead. Tap send and ote ninka and enumerate from tap as well. Yes, like Kofi rightly said, to be honest with you, this show we normally use Chi on this platform to engage with our audience on this platform, but we will do our possible best to blend the Chi and the English. And in fact, my speaker last time warned me that ni Chi no ye Chi brofo. And you know, obe try say, oh, han hon can be brave, obeka brofo. But if you ask her a question in Chi, she will be able to answer you in English. Don't worry, my speaker for tonight pre-warned me that she's not going to speak Chi. And don't worry, and obeka brofo, you better try our best to speak English. Right. Before I will introduce my speaker to you, I want to go to US Growth Lead, Ura Kofi Eje Ehonomo. Now, US and so near Air Cost when it comes to tap send. Right after that, now if we're introducing and speaker no Eddie Amaye, I will take 2 commercials. Right after that, my speaker will be live on the show. Kofi, a very good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening, Kwame. I didn't know the main country, so I know Kofi started. But first of all, my best, you know, country, or how to say. When you go for country, Pepe, also saw the make country. We see for good evening. Man, that more assassin. Good evening, Michabo. In your age, our White House, no, Kofi Kaino. Thank you. We can't even stress that enough. It was Mona my equating because so team for part of this cabbage and say, Nana Kwame Afanko do aya. Instead, Damase. Thank you so much. Not to go off tangent. Now, what's going on in the US? But the US last 2 weeks, me buy yes a wallet, but you embeduri, and I'm quite so kaka crab in abedu. Gainti a kaka crab be able to say, but your SC mistakes a benya and no marketing to me. Yes, we need to clean all of it and Sunday about ingenuity name which has been delayed a beka crabby. Secondly, and idea many Japan say a day American lawyer about show no so. Many papa because your team them no. Mimi Jiri said dodo na Kofi Frimpong, Nana Kwame, dodo na no. Or more down for an ebusia or more America, so be our tries about America pay. And you'll be adding your visa, and then you'll be as no benyano to me coy. Inti, she say, Miss, oh, Ghana, and maybe I can say, oh, Minipe bridge, and Peso Benya visa, or got a unim connection man, unimobi, is here the lawyer and Casaba. And a lawyer no on yes or near Becasape. After your knock say 8 to 2 and among, now come what to you. With 2 and among Ako Ghana, said to set up our Lancaster for people won't brother Mumeti. But your software never my passport, one advice, and ask immigration service. And your uncle be your core visa or core immigration 10 years ago. But you'll be a lawyer, no. And I did about all kinds of union energy and I said, from your elections, American elections, into your call around October. Near so you be a CM, but you'll be able to call 200 Ghana comes up to around like $12.90. Minya, Obako Pau information, papa, and Pam Chomonko. Monko. Minim say a lawyer Rhoda or Boka, Yaka Wasem, or Kogan or Boka, Basebi, so do you or Ababe Boy, and I think it's a great initiative. Yenina, it was your form patron support. Who will be with you, walk us in America. Yen will be a waka, according to Krabi, in Tipacho, or Hian Bois, Pachon Brasho, so. Or be my free ticket, or you beton tickets from now until the show. No, Pacho dating October doing, Rhoda. October 15th, and I'm a boy.
October 10th.
October 10th. Pacho October 10th. Our Lancaster, Golden Tulip. Lancaster, Golden Tulip. Pacho Mumbra. So only mobile here visa and I say Obia all questions I want me pamacho man and bra. And so without further ado, Benia Japas, I'm going to introduce her lawyer herself, Rhoda A-Frimpong. Pacho, back to you. Thank you so much.
All right. All right, David Kofi Eje yadase pa. David say adena mini na nka twi. Na mo amhwe twi na sese kra de aye pa. Kofi, me can be brave. I'll leave it here. Right. So tonight
Never come Pacho. Never come Pacho. Mrefi, sisi adamate. Minim say ya wa Accra. Mama te sisi Kumasi. Kofi Ukrom. Omo ye bi Kumasi o. Enya Lancaster Accra pe. Pacho Kumasi for mo tu kwan. Uni mo bi obiso ba America no Kumasi Pacho manu kotie. Me pa mo cho pa mama kotie because yes we be ka asema it might not be true. No what it na edoubt. Mo ko interview no kwa na hope. Kumasi is live. Rhoda, thank you so much for adding Kumasi to it. Pacho na meaning now Kwame Justin Pacho Kumasi is live. Ti Pacho your friend ko kan he 65. You do 70 pa e becha mo dey ti pa mo cho pa please. Now Kwame let's get the people to 70 pa mo cho. Pacho ni pa so driving on the camera or the Pacho me sure you might take it tap into ya. Inti me feel pa we should check now him yes. Pacho turn your camera off and drive.
and go for any abre will show you super right. I was here for Bedamunina as say more joining on the show tonight, and like I said, we've been engaging UK immigration lawyers, but today we are so fortunate to have US immigration attorney to talk to us about US immigration. So who per se utukwain eko US a country bia te say a hovis aje a din papa. Answer na benya appointment cry na say there e benya be say 2 years na wo Ghana na abezo go US 2 years na nya appointment but ni nyina mu benya appointment na wentimi and put o documents wentimi and fill application here you didn't use the right stuff no unya not just what say uzika what say time. But tonight we are so fortunate to have Rhoda Ajiman from Pon Ewa Hanuma one year and when it comes to US immigration. This is the time so nya abutrena utie near all babekano. Nyameya adomonso wo tu kwan from America ede aba oman Ghana mu obabe seminar to educate us when it comes to US immigration. Obeba ko ewo Lancaster Accra ehonomo ena madam fu bi okọ Ghana o tied up sa anso no ko Kumasi nso eho ena obekọ Kumasi Lancaster ehon so be another seminar ewo ho endimisrewa yenye aso na yentie Rhoda. Rhoda, a very good evening and welcome to the show.
A good evening and thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. Before we zoom into the discussion, my info advert we in then we'll be talking to Rhoda this evening. Producer.
Tap said. Oh, it was my baby, you're from Calabos. The only boss. With oneness, baby, I will be everywhere I day and everywhere they go. Tap send got me covered. It was therefore if you need to send money or transfer money from Europe, from Canada, from USA, from UK, any part in Europe, you can send it through tap send. And guess what? Oceania, they will receive it right here in Ghana and many countries across Africa. So what are you waiting for? Download tap send now on Google Play Store or App Store. When you download, it's so easy to use. Tell your families, tell your loved ones to download tap send. Okay? But also, when I receive my money, that's how the world is chilling. Like my view, no, hey, you crazy.
Download Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Send. It's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Let me tell you a quick story. A family of 4, a father, a mother, and 2 children, applied for diversity visa lottery through a connection man. The connection man received the interview notice but never told the father about the interview dates, and because of that, they missed it. This is exactly why I'm doing this program. There's a lot of misconceptions, there's a lot of yes in our community, and I want to come and correct that. And that's why on October 10th, I'm coming to Accra, Ghana, Lancaster Accra Hotel, formerly Golden Tulip, to have a seminar to give you the accurate information. Now, if I could, I would make this free, but unfortunately, I cannot. However, I have some good news. We have the help of some amazing businesses and sponsors who are assisting us in making this a lot more affordable for you. You may have seen the flyer that said 450 Ghana cedis before. Now, for 200 Ghana cedis, you get the opportunity to sit in a 2-hour seminar with a U.S. immigration attorney to get the right answers to your questions. So visit our website and check out our graphic for more ways to register.
Welcome back to the Showtime with Tap Tap Send with yourself and Nana Kwame Osei. And my guest for tonight on the show is U.S. Attorney Rhoda A-Frimpong. Rhoda, welcome back to the show once again.
Thank you once again. Thank you.
Na media na minim say Madam Fukofia Jenkwa na ntitwio na so Rhoda say yes no munjai yes no munjai na mu metie information e be ma watimi anya US visa. Rhoda, talk to us. Today we want to hear a bit more about US immigration. I mean, we've been talking about UK immigration on this show for too long, and my audience have been calling, when are you bringing someone from the US? And today we are so fortunate to have you. Thank you also for coming. Right. So, I mean, tell us a little bit about yourself. If, I mean, we'll be a winimo on Pesobe, yes. Who is Rhoda A-Frimpong?
So, Rhoda A-Frimpong is immigration attorney in the United States. I have 2 offices here, one in Massachusetts, which is where I'm based right now, and another one about an hour away in Connecticut. But I've been representing people in U.S. immigration throughout the country and some parts of the world, including UK. I have a few clients out there as well. I've been doing immigration going on about 10 years this year. And I'm Ghanaian. I say I don't sound like it, but I think my name is as Ghanaian as it gets. So I think I was born in Tema, Ghana. I keep saying I went to Dex. I'm a proud product of Dex. So I'm a Tema girl, and yeah. So that's what I do. I love what I do. Majority of what I do is try to fix problems that people's ignorance or lack of information has caused them to find themselves in. And which is why, like you rightfully said about the program, which is why I'm having the program in Ghana, because most of the problems that I solve here in the United States is as a result of things that people did before they arrived here. So if I can go to the root of the problem and tell you, please, don't check that box, then at least it makes it easier for me when you come to the United States. And so that's why I'm here. It's a little bit about me.
Thank you very, very, very much. Rhoda, so how long have you been practicing in the US? How long have you been, this firm has been going on?
So I've been an immigration attorney for 8 years, but I've been in immigration. I did immigration while I was in law school. So for 10 years, I started working within immigration in 2014 with an immigration attorney who had been practicing for well over 20 years. And then when I finished school, he hired me right away. So I literally just jumped into immigration law, and I started this firm about 6 years ago. My firm will be 6 years in January of next year, God willing. So I've been doing it for a bit. I am an immigrant. I went through the process myself, so I know what it's like. But yeah.
Right. Thank you very much. To be honest with you, I've been in radio, TV for more than 15 years now. And for some time, you hear stories of how some pocket lawyers duping our brothers and sisters, and they will be coming to us complaining, how can we help them for them to get their money back and all that. So when I started this platform, I've been engaging with a lot of UK immigration lawyers so that we'll be able to put the right information out there for people not to dupe our brothers and sisters within our community. So, I mean, getting your contact, when I heard about you, I was so happy so that we'll be able to get you also on our platform to educate our brothers and sisters, especially those who want to travel to the US. Meaning, say Ghana, Obi onye lawyer and so I know so a lawyer and right. Now we want to talk a bit more about US immigration. If somebody want to visit US, what do they need to do? What do they need to know? And where do they start? Where do they have to start from? I mean, talk to us.
Yeah. So it depends on where the person is coming from, because sadly, your country of origin determines how your process will look like. What I mean by that is if a person is a UK national, so you're a UK citizen, your process in coming to visit the United States will not look anything like someone who's coming directly from Ghana. And that's primarily because the United Kingdom is part of what's called the visa waiver program, where you don't need a visa if you are a UK national. So basically, you're able to just apply through the ESTA program, go online, submit the application, submit the fees if need be, and then travel to the United States. And that's basically it for UK nationals. Now, I'm sure not everyone on here is a UK citizen, and most of us are Ghanaian. Maybe we're just living in the United Kingdom. So for us, the process is different. We actually have to submit an application to the US government and prove to them that the plan is to go visit and not to stay. Now, the thing with US immigration is that I tell people that, God is merciful, US immigration is not. They don't give you any grace. They don't give you any benefit of the doubt. They assume when you come and you say, I'm going to America for 3 weeks, they assume that you're lying and you're going to stay permanently. And so the responsibility is on you, the applicant, to show them that you're not going to stay permanently, but you're just going for a specific purpose for a specific amount of days and you'll return. Again, it's hard to do that because they don't believe what you say. It's more so what you can prove. With law, it's not what you say, it's your evidence. And so the big thing for people who are looking to come to the United States on a visitor's visa is you have to show that you have stronger ties to the country that you are leaving than you do to the country that you're going to. And what that means is that, yes, I'm going to the United States. Yes, maybe I'm going to go and visit my cousin or visit the White House. But there's more important things to me back here in Ghana or back here in UK than there are in the United States. So when I go, I will come back. So I usually give people an example, like for myself. I'm in the US. I have 2 offices here. I have my husband here. I have my whole family's here. If I was to convince someone that I'm truly just going to visit Ghana and I'll come back, they would believe me. Because most of the strong ties, most of the important things that I have is here in the US. Unless I'm planning on giving up my business and my family and my husband, no one's going to leave. I'm just going to go to Ghana and never return. So that is the issue with most people when they try to convince US immigration that they just want to visit. They look at, okay, what do you have back home to come to? If you're, I'd say the most difficult applicants is the one who's, let's say, fresh out of university, doesn't really have a job, doesn't really have children, and just says, I want to go and visit because I just want to go visit Keke. There's no reason. I just want to go. It's hard for that person because they are looking at it like you won't come back. There's no reason for you to come back. Now, the person who maybe has a higher level position and work, or the person who has children and a family back home, there's a good chance that you're not going to abandon your family, so you'll come back. So that's the main thing, proving that you have what's called strong ties, significant ties to your country of origin. That's the main thing you need to show. And you also want to show that you can afford your trip, right? Because the thing with US governments is they are very protective of their own, as any good country should be. They don't want a situation where US citizens and permanent residents can't work because they feel as though, foreigners are coming to take the job. And so if you say you're going to visit, the officer is going to look at how long do you plan on staying and how much money do you have in your accounts to actually support your trip. If you say you're going to stay for 3 months and you're going to go and visit Las Vegas and you only have 2,000 Ghana cedis in your accounts, you're going to get denied. Because, Vegas is one of the expensive places to live in. West Coast, California, it's expensive. So if 2,000 Ghana cedis for 3 months, they know the temptation for you to go and work illegally and take someone's job will be there. But if you have enough, let's say you're going for 2 weeks for a wedding, you're the maid of honor, and you have maybe 2,500 in your account, you're in a better position because, okay, it's a specific purpose and you have enough to cover even your hotel, maybe cost of eating and whatnot, and then return. So those are the main things you want to look for when it comes to applying for a visitor's visa to the United States.
Sometimes people have the notion that when you go to the US embassy, they already make their decision before you even go there. What are some of the things that they looked at before making those decisions? Before so people say question, why not that? What are some of the things that we should look out for? So
they know nothing about you until you submit an application. That's where they get all their information from. So how did you fill out the DS-160 application? What did you put on there? Because that is where they get their information from. They're not prophets, they're not psychics. You don't just walk in and by osmosis and diffusion, they know your name and everything. You have to submit that information to them. And so if there's inconsistencies in the information you've submitted to them, if it's not clear, right? Because the application is very thorough. They even ask you what your social media handle is. They ask you, do you have social media? What's your Facebook name? They're not asking because they're bored. They're gonna go check. Do you get what I mean? And so if you've been posting for the last 6 months that, Charlie, I can't wait to get to America. I'm person to go to America. The officer, there's already a denied on your forehead when you walk in. So there are those little things. Your application that you're submitting is what opens the door. How you walk in, how you actually approach the officer also can determine, and how you answer the questions. If you're shaking and you're not able to articulate yourself well, that also will deter them. They don't have a lot of time. It's very, very brief time. So more often than not, they have made their decision. They're just either looking for more evidence to substantiate what they want to do, or evidence to convince them otherwise. And see, before you even walked in, they've seen what you've submitted. Okay, you say you're going to a wedding. Okay, if you walk in and you're like, 55 years old, with all due respect, and you say you're going to a wedding, you're the maid of honor for the person, the bride is 25, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. So they know you're lying. So your explanation and whatever your presentation is to the officer has to make sense.
The first time I posted your picture, not your picture, the flyer of this event. Yeah, I got a friend in the US now. Hey, where do you know Rhoda from? She helped me for me to come to America and all that. I mean, I started getting testimonials about your work. Rhoda, tell us a bit more when maybe I have a family member in America and I want to join or I want to visit. Walk me through the process. What do I need to do?
So it depends on what the relationship is between you and that family member. So the person you're talking about, I don't think they'll mind me saying this, if they are coming to the United States based off of love, based off of a relationship, right? And so that person has to prove that, one, the relationship is genuine. That person has to prove that they have the intention of marrying the person that they're coming to the United States to marry. So that's what's considered a fiancé visa. So it depends on the relationship and depends on the purpose. If you are, let's say I have a daughter who's who's maybe 2 years old in UK, and she wants, and I was living in the United Kingdom, I gave birth to her, and then I had to come to America, and now I got married, and my husband filed for me, so I'm here, but my child is abroad. I would be able to submit an application to the U.S. government to ask for that child to be brought to the United States and to have permanent residence. The main thing is I have to prove that that's actually my child. And sometimes, and unfortunately, I think because of what immigration has seen in the last few years, as far as documents not being credible and fraudulent documents, it's not uncommon for people to have to submit DNA testing to prove family relationship, right? Typically, you see that with a father and a child, but in situations where, Ghana, you give birth, but you don't get the birth certificate till like the child is 17 or until you ask for it. When the birth certificate is so far away from when the child was born, there may be questions about the relationship. So you have to prove that relationship. So sometimes you need a DNA test. Let's say if it's a spouse, they want to make sure that you're not married to anybody else anywhere. Now, I know, there's polygamy in some parts of the world and in some religions it's accepted, but not in US. And so if you have like 3 wives, that's great. But unfortunately, pick one, and that's who you can file for. So it's based on the relationship, and it's based on you, the person, your status. So, for example, if let's say you're in UK and you have maybe you're a parent in the United States, the parents can file for you, but the parent would have to show the family relationship, and then the parents would have to wait some time about how. Let's say, are you married? Are you married? By any chance?
Rhoda,
he's not interested. He's not interested. He's not interested in marriage.
Okay, so you're not married. Okay, so then for you, it would be about like an 8-9 year wait for your parents to get you to come to the United States. Now, if you were married, it would take about maybe closer to 10 years. But yeah, I'll leave it there.
Yeah, that gentleman, I won't say anything. All right, let's go on. Also, I want to touch a little bit about this US lottery. We've been hearing US lottery, US lottery. Can you walk us through a little bit about US lottery? Then, remember, I know say a lot of people have questions to ask. Then I will open the floor for people to also ask questions. Talk to us about US lottery.
So green card lottery, that's what people know it as. It's exactly what it sounds. It's a lottery. There's no way, and I want to dispel that right now. There's no way you can guarantee that you will be selected. So if anyone tells you that they figure out a code, or if you pay them this money, they'll guarantee you, it's not true. There's simply no way. It's a system that does it, and no one really knows how you're going to be selected. There is a way to improve your chances of being selected, though. Let's say if you are married, and both you and your spouse are eligible. You are over the age of 18. You've acquired, a higher education. You have some work experience, and you meet the basic requirements for the DV lottery. If you both apply and you both list yourselves as married spouses, then you've increased your chances because now there's two, entries rather than one. But that's basically how it works. You submit the application. It opens in October, so literally, I think 2 days before I arrive in Ghana. The entry registration process will open up, and then you submit your application. The main thing, and this is, I don't know if anyone listened to my commercial, but the main thing when it comes to DV lottery, because most people will have, someone else fill it out for them. The main thing is to make sure that you have the email address or the information that you need to be able to check if you've been selected. Because sometimes some people see the form as very confusing. And I understand immigration does not make their forms simple. They just don't, which is why people usually hire me. But you may find someone to do the form for you. That person will then put their email address into the system so that when the time comes for the drawing, they will go and check and see that, okay, truly you've been selected. But you don't know that because you don't have the information. And so then you're at the mercy of the person who now knows you've been selected, and everything that you do is subject to that person. So if you submit the information, you even get scheduled for interview, you won't know because that person is who's going to get the information. So when it comes to DV lottery, I usually encourage people, you're not required to use a lawyer for anything in immigration, but it's in your best interest to. Or if you're going to have someone complete the application for you, let them put your email address into the system. Let them not put, whatever, something in there. And then when you get selected, you don't even know because you have to keep calling him or calling her. They're not responding. But if you do get selected and you go through the process and you are fortunate enough to be interviewed, you can get a green card and come to the United States. The important thing about that one too is if you have children or you're married, you have to put that on the application. Is this not the time to catch amnesia and forget that you have a child somewhere? Because it's not after you've been selected that you now can start adding children. All of that needs to be submitted when you submit the application.
Okay, what kind me asimbi? Mami bia oware ya na okache ne husband say owo babako. Afi omo wari wie no oh ni refi na owo babako e woni na na wo. Enti ne say owo mami. Okay, so Rhoda, before I'll open the floor for people to ask questions, I want you to talk to us about the seminar that you are organizing, that you are hosting in Accra and also in Kumasi. And I want to let our audience know that tonight, Tap Send will be giving away some free ticket for people to have the chance to go to this seminar for free by the kind courtesy of Tap Send. Tap Send kwane be we obi entiminye. Rhoda, talk to us about the seminar.
Awesome. Yeah, so the seminar as of maybe 12 o'clock today was only going to be in Accra. In Lancaster, I know that's Golden Tulip, but they're now Lancaster Accra Hotel. It's basically a chance for you to come and to learn the basics about U.S. immigration, so that you know exactly what it is that the law says and know what people have been saying and passing through, the churches and the circles and the WhatsApp and the YouTube and all of that. I get those kind of phone calls a lot because people are saying, Lawyer, to say, we are, you bet me on your green card. And Biden has started a program B, which is, a lot of it is not true, right? And I've had several situations where people have come into my office but for one thing that they heard, their case would be fixable. And so the point of this program is to come to Ghana and teach you, much like what I've done here, but go in depth about what specifically the process is like, what specifically you need to do, and to answer your questions. So that if you're trying to come to the United States for school, you need to know specifically what schools, because not every school that the US government recognizes. So you may have thought, okay, we bless God, you've been accepted into this college or into this program, but it may not even be a recognized school by the US government. And so you wasted your time and your money. And so I will actually give people the link to the specific website where individuals can find the accredited schools, what the process looks like, what document the school should be giving you, what you need to have in order to gain approval and get that international student visa. When you get to the United States, what obligations do you have? Some people don't realize that you can actually work as a student. We'll discuss that as well. Most of the questions I get when it comes to marriage and fiance is, okay, lawyer, we did the knocking. Does that mean that we are married? Can he file for me as a spouse? Or we've done tradition. I want to file for her as my fiance. I'll be clearing that up because the US government has a view on each of those things. And we'll also go into a little bit about the DV lottery. And again, answering your questions. That's the goal of all of this, is to make sure that you leave with a better understanding of what the US immigration law actually is. So it'll be on October 10th at Lancaster, Accra. We have now announced that we'll be doing it in Kumasi as well on a smaller scale. We want to see if we can at least gather enough people. If our team will allow us, we'll expand it to even more. But we'll be doing it in Kumasi at the Lancaster crowd there the following week. And so more details about that will be coming out shortly. Oh, and the cost is 200 Ghana cedis early bird. Okay, after that it's 500 Ghana cedis. But for people in UK, I know money is not a problem for you.
200 Ghana cedis, both Accra and in Kumasi is going to be 200 Ghana cedis for you to be able to attend the event. I'm sure Kumasi, you'll be surprised the number of people that will come, because you know no more buna hafu nyina beba Kumasi any hafu ni all those areas they will come, right? So the date for Kumasi will be on the.
Right now, it's scheduled for the 16th. We're waiting for confirmation from Lancaster to make it official. But so it'll be the next week, the Wednesday, the following week. Yeah, so okay. October 16th.
October 16th. So Accra will be on October 10th. Then on the October 16th will be in Kumasi. Yo, Wabusha Fontino say, unim uniebi wadamfubi. Why say or pursue to kwa America untimi enquire. This is the opportunity. Is that say meko ni enkono kwa unim information na ube fill it on your application form yebe bounce ube kwa untimi enko. But say unya a good lawyer na ochire ekwan ya faso a ofa kwan no so a easy cry at the amount. So this is an opportunity for all of us to take advantage of this seminar on the 10th of October in Accra, Lancaster, then on the 16th of October in Kumasi, Oseikrum on the 16th of October. Bomodiana kache ebusiafono omuntimi nkobi. Name sharing so the fee is 200 Ghana. And like I said, tonight some people will have the opportunity to get free tickets on the account of TapTapSend for your loved ones to be able to attend this event free of charge. Rhoda and so the contact details email ebeto a chat room or the better, and if you want to engage her after this show, you'll be able to contact her or her team through the contact details that we put in the chat room, and you pick then we'll contact you later on. Right. Right now I can't probably say 8 you do 100. Let's keep pushing. Yen can't you know for no more joining and then you may you be hitting 100 and send your free so if you have yes, David.
I don't mean to interrupt. But when you say until this guy said 70 and I can't need past 7 penny do 100. If I'm sure tickets no go to be how many take papa ni pa kono ye juma factory and number here 860 the last 3 numbers. Oh, the pacho we taking it at order that we taking it and change that we the one promotional we taking it that to pacho juma once our driver share orange now pay ticket no also take it that I be come and pacho drive where I'm sure it's we take it that papa cho By the best friend, when you said, please, more seriously, Pamacho. At some point, and I Kwame will ask, say, Muncho Mudina mo telephone number, I will chat to them. Pamacho Muncho Mudina mo telephone number, chat to them. On can't yet. Ye baby and Pacho Mutu, orange in it, a yellow Momonkaho. We have one number, then let's take the numbers individually. You won't think but Pacho, you at some point you have to write your name, your telephone number in the chat. You will have somebody from Rhoda's team will reach out to you. Now Nipa organ up so your ticket, no? Yeah, baby. Into Pacho, I can't Nipa 8. Let's try to get 100, and I'll call me kind. So now I'll call me back to you.
Right, Kofi, before you go, so tonight, how many tickets and a tap air sponsor or more customers? How many tickets and a tap air sponsor or more customers for them to be able to attend this free for them to be able to attend this event on tap ticket? How many?
Well, Sana Rhoda, is there Rhoda in your me Juman? Just here to me buano. Oh, indeed. Saturday, I think, and then Ebema.
You need but two, free.
We'll give 30 tickets. We'll give 30 tickets. Oh, wow. Okay. I started. Pacho, somebody from my team, Ebia, Hanichada, Daniel, please, let's start taking the numbers down. Nipa, Ivan said, yep, you hear Nipa 30. Okay, it's happening very fast. Nipa 30. Free ticket on Beko. Now, Kwame, it's okay, 40. Fine, Nipa 40. That's the last one. Nipa 40.
Whoa.
Okay. Okay, Nipa 40. Intibacho. Yes, starting. Oh, all right.
I bet you won't say.
Nipa 40. Nipa 40.
Right now, Nipa 40. Ain't me Pacho Daniel, any A class, Pacho Mumbai.
Pacho, I said tap staff, but could you actually call Lancaster? Don't you? It drew on my camera. Why?
Oh,
I'm in the bar. No problem.
Miss Mamu Mekasa Simuwa. Near where put Tomekun when she saw the boom. Me and me who see show no more by family wako. There be me dear Chile Akubi. Me dear Chiraku. Won't tell me ticket to mammy.
Metia Bodo, ye body ya mum debi. Because any premier me nam kahun, so I'm family and kahun.
But it was your 40 bomb day. Every Prince, it was your 40 and bomb day. It was your 40 and bomb day. Until it's right now, you're not a guest anymore. You're part of us. Into the old young boy did that. There be so how
about Samuel or how about Uncle Sam?
You're part of the family.
Put your name in the chat. Just put your name.
Okay.
40 people. Put your name in the chat. First 40.
About 40. Now, who's taking a note in the chat?
Masre Daniel, any A class. The first 40 people, Miss Remo, we have about 96 people on call. We cannot give 96 people a free ticket for them to give it to their loved ones or family members for them to attend this event. But by the kind courtesy of Tap Send, we are giving 40 free tickets. Tonight, we are giving 40 free tickets. And you know, put your name and number in the chat. One of our team members will pick it up. Not just your name and number. We cannot contact you. Your name and your number. And we will contact you, give you the process. I'll be to me and free tickets. Diama or loved ones. No more so to me accord this event. No
but you're 25. You're 25. We already have 25 people. Rhoda, I told you you're gonna hit 100.
Wow.
We're almost there.
Wow. All right. 40 people. Let's go on. All right. So let me quickly take a quick ad break. Maybe I'll take all your questions for Rhoda to answer them. So producer, a quick ad break. When we come back, we take all the questions.
Whitewall Properties has all your property needs at amazing prices. Our unique development includes our flagship project, Arlington Court, which has a panoramic view covering several acres of a grass skyline. Some of our standard features include our gorgeous swimming pool, fitness center, and a communal garden.
Let me tell you a quick story. A family of 4, a father, a mother, and 2 children, applied for diversity visa lottery through a connection man. The connection man received the interview notice but never told the father about the interview dates, and because of that, they missed it. This is exactly why I'm doing this program. There's a lot of misconceptions, there's a lot of yes in our community, and I want to come and correct that. And that's why on October 10th, I'm coming to Accra, Ghana, Lancaster Accra Hotel, formerly Golden Tulip, to have a seminar to give you the accurate information. Now, if I could, I would make this free, but unfortunately, I cannot. However, I have some good news. We have the help of some amazing businesses and sponsors who are assisting us in making this a lot more affordable for you. You may have seen the flyer that said 450 Ghana cedis before. Now, for 200 Ghana cedis, you get the opportunity to sit in a 2-hour seminar with a U.S. immigration attorney to get the right answers to your questions. So visit our website and check out our graphic for more ways to register.
Mr. Mankwa, me offer was a niska bani di awie ni project no. Eso de bia me offer sika amane wo problem.
Enemremu. Na monte tap sending kan.
No so ne de
Tap send ye easy, fast and secured way. Ubetimi send sika free amanone. Aba Ghana bank account and as a mobile money account. Untia transfer fee bia.
Sir, I obey ne say.
Chine say won ko App Store na Play Store. On download the tap send app no. Or download ya. Ebebu sanso promo code. Oma de pet TV shim. Obenya €5, £5, and answer $10 on his first transfer.
And you make kwa friend a catch them.
Tabi minyanwe. Esanse tap send at the good news aba. Tap send the gina the customers won't or the tap send wallet aba.
I know about any say.
So your customer who you cases here. Ubeti mi ako tap send app no create wallet also. Enti se rate ne kosora now the sika ko gu wallet no. Anase mpo betimi atususu nkakra enti abere sema opeso send sika ba Ghana no anse wa send sika na ba Ghana anase oba o my Ghana mu a watimi ayusu sika e wo wallet no tie
and you said to say you use momo Ghana haydo
sa pepepe se si tap send that trena shim kopiem wo United Arab Emirates, Netherlands and Austria. Tap send na papa no.
Welcome back to the show, Time with Tap Send with your 7 Nana Kwame Osei-Tutu. And with me on the show tonight, a U.S. attorney, Bano immigration, Rhoda A-Frimpong. Rhoda, Yamakwaba Bim Abajimadi so. And then you may Yegusua, we are talking about near Wuhu when it comes to U.S. immigration. And a Rhoda our hanuma watch near SU Nina. Say question be Zoom neso now any question with regards to US immigration. Mr. Equine Edda Honomo, wait me at the question aba name say a hanso na uniebi ewo anase ubusuani bi ewo Ghana na ono nso waya se opese oye US application nanso oya enko yie a Nyame Eyaduma on the 10th of October. Rhoda is hosting a seminar in Accra, Lancaster Hotel to tell you all that you need to know about U.S. immigration, and also on the 16th of October in Kumasi, Lancaster. Shenenso Nama Ebusunya for Intimi Enso Enkobi. Yo, Yenko Zoom Neso na Yenfa Kofi Jima. Kofi, unmute yourself and ask your question.
All right, thank you so much. Rhoda, thank you for your submission. There is this misconception or this information that when you win the U.S. lottery and you're admitted into the country, the U.S. government is going to give you a place to stay. If you want to work, we'll give you work. If you want to go to school, we will admit you into a school. So I want to know whether it is true or not. If it is not true, what is the benefit that you stand to gain when you are admitted to the country? Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's
so,
yeah,
that would be nice. That would be nice if they were doing that. They're really doing that for U.S. citizens, so that'd be really nice. But no, there's no such, at least not to my knowledge, no such program where the government is schooling people and housing people. And now if you end up on government assistance because you don't make enough because of lack of work or difficult times or what have you, then that's different, where you have to apply for welfare and all of that. But acquiring, winning a DV lottery and getting a green card and coming to the United States does not mean the U.S. is going to take care of you. In fact, the process requires them to evaluate whether there's a chance that you will need to depend on U.S. government assistance. And so if
yeah,
ever...
you can use it, baby. But you need to take it yourself purposely. No, I don't, it's not important. So just...
My apologies. My apologies.
It's okay. But there is an evaluation involved in the process where you have to demonstrate that you're not going to end up on government assistance. The person who's even filing for you is supposed to prove that they would be willing to support you with their own money if ever you end up on government assistance. And so no, the answer to your question is no. Now, as to what benefits is associated with getting, winning the DV lottery and coming to the United States, well, you're a permanent resident. You can work here, you can go to school here, you can live here. After 5 years, you can apply for citizenship and become a U.S. citizen and receive the benefits and rights associated with that. You can walk around with the blue book if that matters to you at all. And either you can vote, you can join the U.S. military. There are some benefits, especially once you get to retirement age, that is exclusive to people who have permanent residence or lawful status in the United States. So there are some benefits, but no, they're not giving it to you for free.
Great. Yanko Nayenfa.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Kofi. Courage, but you'll unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me? Okay, thanks for the opportunity. And Rhoda, my question is, I have a sister who my dad applied for her and she just got approval to immigrate to the US. We're having a problem paying the affidavit of support. I just wanted to know, from a lawyer's point of view, do you guys know, how would you advise us to proceed? And secondly, his income, he was working 2 jobs before he applied. Now he's only working 1. Does that affect when you are filling the affidavit of support?
So this is a great question to follow up with what the last question was because this is what I was referring to. So when you're filing for someone, you have to demonstrate that you, the person bringing your loved one to the United States, can afford to sponsor him or her. So if you aren't able to show that you can support them financially, then you wouldn't be able to complete the process and you may need a joint sponsor. So I think Courage asked the question, if you said you're not able to pay the affidavit of support fee, you meaning the application fee? Is that what you're referring to? If you can clarify for me.
Yes, so the fee is $120, but the payment system is not going through. I'm getting an error on their website. So my question is, how would you advise? Do you have a phone number for the visa center? How would a lawyer advise we proceed on that?
Well, so first, I can't give advice because I'm not your lawyer. So I can give you general information. And the general information is that you can try to contact the National Visa Center using their online portal. So you can submit an inquiry there stating that you're trying to complete payments, but you're not able to. And then it's very possible that has nothing to do with you. It's everything to do with your system. Because even as an immigration attorney, when I go on to try to complete forms for people, I get kicked out of the system. It shuts down on me abruptly. So it's a very, not the best system. So it's most likely an issue on their end. So contact them and let them know that you've been trying to make payment a few times, but also check, you may have already made payments. So that could be a reason why, because when you make the payment, it takes a while for it to actually reflect on the account. And so if you try to make a subsequent payment, it could reject that.
Okay. All right. And then I think, sir, based on this, let me do this disclaimer. I should have done that before starting the show. The information that Rhoda is providing to us this evening is not advice. It's just an information. So you cannot base on it to say, Rhoda, and I can't say, and I'll call you away. If you really want her to advise you, take her contact details, contact the team later on, and they will be able to advise you properly. But on this note, it is just for information purpose. Mr. Moa, my mom could not be in Casa and I wrote that I can't say what show. So, and I'm going away now. Don't do that. Just take the information, contact her later on. Right. Yanko Yawya Ehonomo. Yawya, please, we want to hear from you. Ask the question.
Okay, thank you, Madam Rhoda. Yeah, I think, sir, as you said, it's just an information, but me sending me information later concerning a person having a B1, B2 registered that ROUS. Is it possible? Our winner school admission. Is it possible? How will you advise the person to come home? The person has not overstayed. Is it possible for the person to come home and do the application, or can he or she changes his status over there when you're admission already?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we do a lot of those in my office. You certainly can change status from your visitor's visa to an international student visa without leaving the United States. Granted, it depends on different factors. I mean, if you said you haven't overstayed, I think if you haven't overstayed and there aren't any other issues with your case, then you generally can just do a change of status and switch from B1, B2 to F1 in the United States. Now, you won't get a physical visa in your passport because it would be a change based on a procedure of law. But yeah, it's very doable. I usually don't suggest to leave the United States if you can do a change of status, because you're gonna wait about a year to get an interview date in the good old embassy. So.
Okay, and please, again, my last question is, a friend came to the United States and stayed for almost 5 months, and he went back. How long should he stay back in Ghana before returning to the United States?
I get that question a lot. The answer is it depends. The thing with, and this answer, actually, I had a conversation with CBP, so Customs and Border Protection Officer in Boston at the airports, and specifically asked this question on behalf of a lot of immigrants. The whole purpose of a visitor's visa is to be able to come and go. But after 1 or 2 come and goes, they start giving you a hard time. And the officer's answer was that the visitor's visa is seen almost like as a vacation visa. You're coming for a specific purpose and to leave. And from their perspective, they don't take more than 1 or 2 vacations a year. And so if you're coming on vacation for 5 months and you're coming back again in 2 months to stay for another 4 months, is it really vacation or is this your home? So that is what I would say to that question. You want to show that this is not your home. And if you're looking at a 12-month time frame, you spend 5 months of that 12 months in the US. Yeah, I'll leave it there for you to figure out what the answer is. But there's no specific law that states you have to be out for 2 weeks, 2 months, or whatever. It's based on discretion. It's based on your own, I guess, strategy.
Okay, madam, thank you. I just sent you a WhatsApp message for my number, so I'll contact you later.
Sure, you probably sent it to my office, not to me, but yeah.
Okay, sorry, to your office now. That's fine.
It's okay.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Right, you're welcome. So contact details now, the eto hono ne office number. So obviously she worked with a team in this offering when directly definitely capable, able team will be able to deal with your issue. Right. Yemfa anointed say or question. Anointed, please go ahead and ask your question.
Okay. My question no I send me when UK na I said class so I just am worry. Oh, but I feel na me ba worry ankasa. E dey nipa pro no ono ye US citizen like Chicago. Into a banisha, what will you advise me? Like a possible say meeting me every Hanum. My application with Ghana passport to Nabra. Me for you keep meeting and come and ask me anything.
Anointed, Rhoda, Patrick Kane. On this platform, there are certain questions. I mean, my own busa. The entity I mean, my own busa say any question be an Rhoda bit me ya no ewaha. But pick her contact details and call her later on. I dear back where if you say. There are certain countries here, they share information. And when we are making an application, we should be very careful what information we are sharing with this and with that. By the time I'll be doing embassy, that information I want the UK for US for so contact Rhoda later on and she'll be able to advise you on this. So what Yanko William B. Ehonum, Willie Mbacho Yetio. Hello.
But I'm going to
Go ahead and ask the question.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Madam Rhoda, I think I have two questions. So my first one is regarding immigration jurisdiction. I mean, within maybe Washington, Seattle, most of the attorneys, I mean, they kind of like almost practicing is within the state of Washington. They don't go outside, or they are not licensed outside of Washington, right? And when it comes to immigration, do you have any jurisdiction? Say, if you're in Massachusetts, you can litigate in Atlanta, Georgia, and I say Tennessee. Do you cover all the 50 states? Or immigration lawyer there? Once you're an immigration lawyer, it is a federal program. You go all over. That's my first question. Second question: my dad filed for my sister. But my dad, being I would say, senior citizen, he's having health complications at the moment. What we've planned is we wanted my dad to send my sister an invitation. So at least even though the application is still pending for the I-130, can she still get a visitor's visit and still wait for her application to be processed while she's in the United States? Is it possible?
Very interesting.
With God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible.
Amen. Amen.
Okay, so I'll tackle the first question, which I think is both are great questions. So as far as my jurisdiction, it's global.
Okay.
What I mean by that is U.S. immigration is federal law, like you said, which means that I'm not bound to any one state. As long as I am licensed to practice in one state, I can practice immigration law in any part of the world, which is why I have clients in all parts of the world. So it's not what you're referring to with Washington State is that there are some areas of law which are statutory. And in that situation, you cannot practice if you're not licensed in that state. So, for example, I'm licensed to practice in Massachusetts. I have an office in Connecticut, but I'm not licensed to practice in Connecticut. So if it's not immigration law, I can't do it in Connecticut. If it's divorce or criminal, I cannot do it in Connecticut. I can do it in Massachusetts. So that's to clear up the question about the jurisdiction, which I think is a great question. You're not limited to the immigration lawyer in your state. If you find one in another state that serves you better, you can go with that person. Now, so the question of the pending immigrants visa application and the desire to file for a non-immigrants visa application, it's possible, it's not recommended. And the reason being is it sounds like your father has submitted an application for his daughter to come and live permanently in the United States.
That's right.
And now you're saying that because in order to get the non-immigrant visitor's visa, you're telling the U.S. government that I'm only going to visit my father for at most 6 months and come back. Meanwhile, in the system, your father has said, I want my daughter to come and live with me permanently, contradicting intentions. So
it's just because of the health complications, not because of...
I understand. I understand. I understand reality.
But they don't get it, right?
Exactly. There's reality, then there's the law. And the two, unfortunately, are not always the same. Now, that's not to say that people who have a pending immigrant visa application are not able to get a non-immigrant visa. It does happen occasionally, it does, but it's rare. It's very rare because someone has submitted an application saying we want you to stay, and now you're coming to say I'm only going for 3 months. So which one is it?
Okay, got it.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Thank you to William. In fact, maybe next time when I meet you again, maybe I'll say, I then a US, every state want a law. Every state want a law. Why? Can I ask
sovereign.
now?
Every state is yeah, you can ask. Every state is sovereign. It's almost like to look at the continent of Africa. That's similar to what US is. There's Ghana, there's Kenya, there's Togo, there's Nigeria. They all have their own independence laws because they're separate countries. So it's the United States. So they're individual sovereign entities that have come together to be one country. And so that's why they have different laws. Yeah.
And in tap, before we were able to operate in US, we have to get licenses in each state. It took us almost how many years? Anyway, immigration law. So let's go to New Haven. New Haven, please unmute yourself and ask. Okay, you can go ahead and ask your question. New Haven.
Yo, right.
good evening. Within the David, actually within the David Obri, and that's part with this program. I'm more than
have been known where or sort of fruby or a one.
But former school, we have a coin, and I may yes set up no media. That's Rhoda.
Also from the internet, intimate hobby. Why?
But you.
Go ahead and
with the first question, but your anti-Rhoda program not quite Ghana. I'll have about 4 people coming.
Okay.
Back with students. Like I say, this program is actually good. Now, me name say, person to tickets in the moment. How would I be able to get the tickets for them here?
Maybe share link be our chat room on fill your details our link forms and so yeah Rhoda need team never contact you later on for you to buy the ticket and you can pass it on to your loved ones in Ghana for them to attend the program.
Just to clarify, is it for the Kumasi or is it for the Accra?
For the Accra, I'm going Accra, Pacho.
Okay. I can actually send you I'll post the link for the Accra one right now because I think the one I gave you is for Kumasi.
Okay. Accra one now so that they will be our person called Accra program no will be to me fill forms no then later on we will share the Kumasi one as well.
And my second question is so simple. I'm actually ignorant about this thing. Say I'm a citizen here now. Is it possible for me to file my minia or Ghana?
Absolutely. It's just you'll need a lot of patience. Because the waiting period right now is close to about 17. Last I checked, 17 or 18 years. And what that means is once you submit the application, immigration will get it. They'll receive it. They'll give you a receipt, which is what's behind me. And then you wait. You wait in line because there's a limited number of visas available for siblings of U.S. citizens. And so you have to wait your turn. And right now there's about close to 18-year wait.
And but me ready BB say so filema unia automatically no ebia it will cover ne yire and I say nenema and I say nikunu. But how true is that?
It's very true. Yeah. So they would be derivatives. So they would derive their status from their either father or their spouse. So your sibling is getting their status from their ability to get their status from you, and then his or her family is going to derive their status from your sibling. So yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. But that's it. The question I know.
Yeah, that's it. Yo, Abusiafo say, yes.
Pacho, the sister Rhoda kind very important about kind of brofuntie bi antiase. Amam fo anhye da. O se o file ma wunua 18 years wait.
Pacho ayo 18.
And no more bra Ghana.
But you see, the time will pass either way. The time will pass either way.
Yeah. But even now, in Ghana, for just appointment to get your US visa, no, 2 years old. Ghana, 2 years old. Now, open citizenship now. Yes, 18 years. I will say, what? Sure, you better train. All right, ma yemfa other people are my mom sasu zoom so yenko ama ehonomo ama please yes go ahead and ask your question ama.
Oh, hello.
Hi ama ana unye ready
Me bacho my ready Mr. Wenyado.
I'm bacho ama so what abri once waiting period no you do about 3 hours. Go ahead and ask your question.
Administrative I also refuse, but administrative review. Me pacho I don't know about me an invitation na.
Well, it depends on why the case is in administrative processing. So what they do is they take your case off of active active review because they're usually waiting for something. Either they've asked you to submit documents and you haven't yet, or you've submitted it but they haven't reviewed your case yet. So the case sits there. So if you're asking to send the person an invitation, it may not make sense because there's a reason why they haven't acted on whatever the application is that they currently have. So you might just be wasting your time and money.
Now, me pacho, so the passport now, all right, but say our administrative reviewer. Is it possible so I'm best for back
for an interview?
What interview no? And now, one more I passport no amount say administrative review. Until our we better woman come back the passport now amount.
So you have your passport, but there's no visa in your passport, right? That's what you're saying. They haven't.
No refuse, no visa.
Yeah. So your case is just waiting for review. So if you're asking me, will they call you in for interview? It depends, but most often there's something that they're investigating or researching. There's something about your case that they're looking into. That's usually when your case.
Regardless, so I call interview 3 times.
3 times? Oh boy. Okay. You got. What are you filing for? Is it It's not a visitor's visa. What are you filing for?
For me, Papa.
Okay. Yeah. So there's something that they're looking into. If it's been denied 3 times, you said it's been denied, or you've gone to interview 3 times.
No, not denied. But interview, I got 3 times.
Yeah, they're looking for something.
Okay. Until who here say you did visitation
No, because they'll contradict like the other person's question. Because you're now saying that the person who I said should come and live with me, I now want them just to come and visit and leave. It won't.
Lawyer, me that's pa.
Thank you.
Ama who been here say ubefa lawyer contact details na or mamo advice. Sometimes like a little thing be say wo ye and I won't ye and I keep on going and coming.
Right.
And the number was screen so you better sign Eddie to chat room hodum sisi a bomodi anafa na ma abusia phone contact no. Yanko Ishimoto. Hey, you Japanese yana. Ishimoto, Miss Rewa, go ahead and ask your question.
All right, sir. May I have Japanese, have Ghanaian. But you may I have Japanese, have Ghanaian.
Me busa further questions, Koso.
Hey, me don't ask for Papa. Hey, my question is simple. Hey, me pede mbisa lawyer there. Say 1 more 5 years multiple. Your time limit be there over there ekokrom ho ana there be inya 1 year na ntuma nko US. Is it possible that over cancel this ana?
Oh, no. So 5-year multiple means you can use that visa to come and go until that visa expires. You can't stay for 5 years straight, but you can use it, whenever. So if, let's say you get it today, but plans into you won't free up gone until maybe next year, that's fine. Because the visa hasn't expired, so that's fine.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Different than immigrants visa. So this is visitors. Immigrants visa, that one does expire. It does come with a time frame you have to use it. If not, it's forfeited.
Oh, okay. Oh, lawyer, that's for Papa. Yeah, me sure. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Ishimoto. Yeah, that's it. Bye.
Bye.
Joanne, please go ahead and ask your question, Joanne. Hello, Joanne.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Right. So, I'm in the UK and I'm planning to visit my non-biological aunts in the USA. And I want to know the key requirements and what are my chances of approval. Of course, I know some of the requirements, but I want to know if there is any chance of my visa being approved to visit my non-biological auntie in the US.
So the chances, I can't say for sure because immigration is discretionary, which means it's up to the officer that you come in contact with whether they will approve or deny your request. Even if you are approved, admission into the United States, meaning when you fly from Heathrow and you land at, let's say, JFK, being admitted into the United States is still at the discretion of the officer that you're meeting there. And so there's really no way to guarantee any results with U.S. immigration. You just can prepare yourself the best that you can. If you are looking to come visit your, I think it's a non-biological aunt, the goal is, like I stated before, prove that you will return to your country of origin after your short visit. That's the best that I can say. Okay,
so I've got my husband here, but we don't have kids yet. Yeah, so I think I can use my husband as to guarantee that I will return to the UK.
You can use whatever you believe is significant and shows you have strong ties to your country of origin. That's what I can say. I can't say yes or no whether you can use your husband or not. But if you feel as though that is convincing enough to an officer to believe you will return, then yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Cheers.
And that's
I like that. Cheers.
Yanko Bismarck. Bismarck, please go ahead and ask your question. Bismarck, you can ask your question now.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, my question has to do with I'm in the UK currently, and in 2023 I applied for US visa, student visa, but on the DS-160 I said I'm single, but when I came to UK I brought my spouse. So with the UK visa, I wrote that I'm married. So with the best marriage set, I backdated it 2 years ago. So now I want to go to US. So with my previous application, can it affect my next application because now I'm married? But with the best marriage set, I've backdated it.
Bismarck.
Yeah.
The okay lawyer anymore. Sa question won't to me yano.
And I'm That's my question. I just
yano. It means now the contact details I will screen so pick it, call her later on and talk to the team. Why? Because question be on won't to me yano meaning pa. Why, Mr.
My second question.
Answer question. What's it?
My second question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, in case I visit the US with a visit visa, can I switch to a work visa?
There be lawyer. Wait, you wait me yano and can be yano, but I don't want to go there.
So you. Oh wow! You're in UK. I was going to say come to the seminar, but you're in UK, so it's okay. Wow. That first question was heavy. So you can change status, yes, but for a work visa. So unfortunately, US is not like UK or even Canada, where, because you have the desire to work, you will necessarily be given the privilege to do so. In order for you to get a work visa in the United States, you have to have an employer. Someone has to be willing to give you a job offer. And if they want to give you a job offer, there's a series of steps that they have to go through in order for them to give you, that person, the job offer. So yes, the short answer is yes, you can change status, but it's not something that takes anywhere less than at least a year at this point.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
I was for Montia say my say question be honoma mema lawyer enyano. The reason in is sometimes you might not know who is listening to this program. I was hosting one lawyer on one radio station, not knowing that our lawyer were winning a case against the Secretary of State in the UK about proxy marriage. So a particular newspaper, Daily Mail, they were monitoring her movement. So they published an article one of the days and saying, this lawyer has been going on radio platforms teaching Ghanaians how to do proxy marriage and all that. So I'm like, that was the only radio station and not Oba. It means anytime on whatever platform needs to be on, these people were monitoring her movement. So there are certain questions she cannot answer on air. And into Miss Remwa, and I know those questions. Into yeah, I'm watching myself. Why? All right. Mohammed, please go ahead and answer your question, Mohammed.
Let me, yes, I'm muted now. It's something like okay, madam, I'm catching, I'm with mom, because I'm betting you make them.
No
problem. Okay. As I have a consume, yeah, by a hookup for you. A format of hookup for you in account. Fabric, so you're soon at you, you're done it at an area. I'm probably a better swap, you do not compare a hookup for another. How are you?
The question again. The question again.
You say, you buy the share or UK. Na yeah, but or coming out or come on air format, I find him. Nemo Sabre, a share dear. Obia assistant class, I was in the demand class. Papa Bena makes me a person, I'm the
Okay, Mr. Rhoda, a U.S. attorney. Nyame Aduma Ochina, we have a UK lawyer, Obeba Shuiso, or between 8 and 9. And only a friend asked the lawyer. Join us tomorrow, and Lawyer Wisdom will be able to assist you with this question. Now, a ban of U.S. immigration there, Rhoda will be able to answer questions. But UK, join us tomorrow on Ask the Lawyer, and he'll be able to assist you with your question. Why?
Okay.
Medasipa. Yanko Ampofo Ehonomo. Ura Ampofo, Mbacho, go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, and I'm say a local program to you be country. If I show a number of lawyers, I won't say EU citizens no. Mobile America without visa. Okay, then amoko and I say more your visa I will be printing online. Just one day and I said I'm going to send you by PDF. Say kind of pre visa. Okay. So what I want to say will be person who are relocated to US. Apart from Saudi, there now obey. To be any EU citizen, but there's no person or yet relocation to US. And then I was away.
So I want to see if I understand the question correctly. So you're asking, say, if you are part of you live in a country that's part of the EU or a UK, right? And you can come to the United States without getting a visa. You come through the ESTA program, and you just, that's it. You're asking how can people come from any of those countries and gain permanent residence in the United States? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. I mean, maybe let's say I'm a EU citizen. No, I'm a citizen in EU or European, one of the European Union state, and I want to move to live permanently in US. Because for coming to visit, I don't need to go through all this kind of process, visa, this thing. I can come by my pre-interpreted. But now I want to move to stay in US permanently, and I want to know the procedure or the process that I made.
So there are a lot. Generally, I usually tell people that there are 3 ways to gain permanent residence in the United States, and that's either through family, through employer, or what's considered special immigrants, so refugee and asylum. So the answer is too broad for me to go into detail here, because it could literally take me an hour to answer that question. Because I have to see, do you have family here, or do you have an employer? What are your credentials? What is your academic background? Are you seeking asylum? There's so many different routes that you can gain permanent residence. So it would have to depend on your details.
Okay, my details in Europe or
no, as in your life. As in your life.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I don't know if you have family here. And if you have family, what family is that? Is it family that can actually file for you? Or if you don't have family here, do you have a degree? What kind of degree? How many years of experience do you have? So that's usually what we have one-on-one consultations for, where I can talk to you and ask you different questions. And based on the answer that you give me, it'll tell me, it's almost like going to a doctor's office. They'll ask you, okay, does your head hurt? Does this hurt? Does this hurt? Then they'll diagnose you and tell you this is what you have. So it's similar to that. I listen to the different things you say and tell you that based off of what you're telling me, this may be an avenue for you. But that can't happen here right now because it takes a long time.
Oh, all right. So we'll find another way to connect you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
May that say Ampofo. If you want to get in touch with Rhoda after this program, her contact number is on the screen. 001 508 439 4445. 001, that's the country code, 508 439 4445. That is the office number. Chat room also, the email no, and so to Honomo. But more than na contact you later on. They will be more than happy to assist.
Before I end the program, will be no my specific time. Will be beating your friend. Yes, because of Europe time, the America time, you be on and the Juma time, as an amount for A-Frimping, happen now. When to respond to some of the calls, maybe so important. Yeah, not my specific time.
So can I speak to that now, just so you don't get disappointed? So how my office works is that you can call that number at any time. You can call and someone's going to answer the phone at any time, whether UK time or US time. You're not going to be speaking to me. You'll be speaking to a member of my staff, and they're going to get some information from you. So they'll ask, your name, your contact information, and a little bit about what your situation is, and it stays confidential. So then based off of that, they will tell you, okay, if this is a case we handle, or if it's not a case we handle. And then they'll help you schedule an appointment with me. So, and that's also based on your availability. So if you prefer, video, if you prefer phone, then they'll help you set that up. And then there is a fee for the appointments, depending on how many minutes you need. So if it's a 45 minutes, I believe it's $150. So you'll pay that with the person on the phone. You'll get a link confirmation, and then at the designated time. So if it's 2 p.m. UK time, I will give you a call, whether on WhatsApp or whether on Zoom, and then we can talk. But that's how the process works. So if you call, you're not speaking to me directly. You'll be speaking to a member of my staff.
All right. Thank you so much.
And Rhoda, I want to find out if this number is also on WhatsApp as well, because you'll be dealing with international clients.
Yes.
It's on WhatsApp.
It's number, yes, on WhatsApp as well. Yes.
Okay. Right. Then let me repeat the number again. It's 00. That's the country code. 001 508 439 4445. 001 508 439 4445. That is Rhoda. Number your family din Edison.
Bethel Law Group. Bethel Law Group. Bethel. So I'll put it in the chat. Sorry, the brofu is heavy, I know.
No, Christopher, and sometimes I'm a form Bethel. Okay.
See, the funny thing is that the Bethel is godly. The Bethel means house of God, and see, I hit it in there. Yeah, it's not Christ is my Lord and Savior Law Group. My name is Sarah, but it's still in there.
I can tell. Okay, Akwesi, please go ahead and ask your question.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Nice one. Yeah, filing for me name brother. That was 2013, and it was approved somewhere in 2020. But unfortunately, my papa filing my nowhere. Then the wife I'm not worrying no stepping in to continue the whole thing. So the thing was moved from USCIS to NBC, and the visa fee and everything, just waiting for the interview and everything. Then the next thing, I move the whole thing is I call USCIS. I log in and I say I call USCIS, and the name what's going on now. So then maybe I log in and I say I call USCIS. So I just want to find out what could be the issue.
It sounds like the petition may have been revoked. So the petition dies with the petitioner. So, and again, my condolences to the passing of I think you said your father. But once the person who's filing for you passes away, the petition also passes away, for lack of a better term, unless you're able to find another person who's willing to step in as a sponsor. But that person has to fall within a specific category. There's a list of individuals who can step in as a sponsor. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure if because it sounds like this would be your is this your stepmother?
Yeah, stepmother, yeah.
Okay. And it would depend on when she got married to your father and how old you and your brother were, because that would determine whether you're considered in the eyes of the law as her children or her stepchildren. because in immigration terms, if a person gets married to someone who has children before the children turn 18, that person's child, the kids are seen as their children as well. It's not even a stepchild; that's the person's child. But if the child is over the age of 18, then it's a stepchild, and the benefits are not there. So it may be that the petition ended with the petitioner, and your stepmother may not qualify to be the sponsor to carry the case. It may be that may be the reason, especially if you're saying it's sent back to USCIS. That could be it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
My pleasure.
All right. I'm say enchebia edi jumedi no bury ma take road anytime be brave. Last two questions na fe yemfa this section embra area kai say A class ebetinem no the tap send focus section no ede abro. Also I'll open the breakout room 1 na say any issue with your tap send account. Go to breakout room 1. Tap send customer service team will be there, and they'll be more than happy to assist you with your issues. Minya sure say Rhoda what time? Yes, I come in call breakout room 1, breakout room 2. But anyway, wa break into the man no call home preparing towards Ghana's seminar. Yemfa Kish. But you unmute yourself now for a question, bro. You too.
Good evening. But
Good evening.
Mr. Lawyer, sir, H4. You quit H4, Bishop. Obey me work permit. Obey me a crime bench, and I obey me a friend. And that's it.
So H4, you're usually a dependent of someone who's the primary applicant, and so on that basis, you wouldn't be able to get the same benefits directly. You would have to file and qualify for an H1 as well. That's the shortest way I can answer that question.
Okay. Lawyer, I think so. Code ne Obe Massachusetts, right?
Say that one more time.
No, I would need to talk to you.
Your line was breaking a little bit, but yes, I heard Massachusetts. That is where I am. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
America states nina and no kwani state I mean to me more, and don't ask me, don't tell me something more there. I know the mean to me more. And the lawyer also firm the back or hina back also 2 firms back or hina we state again.
So the same name. So Massachusetts and Connecticut. Yeah. So Connecticut is about an hour and a half from New York, and then Massachusetts it's about an hour from Rhode Island. So
Connecticut they meet me abo back on the
yes.
Okay, I was for say I had no more and a brave man who quine ye de Rhoda ABC and Numray. Rhoda, before you go, Yanjo last words and also tell us a bit more. Hey, Debbie, I have my last question, my last one, Yemfa Jonas, please forgive me, Jonas, my own. Jonas, go ahead and ask your question before we wrap up our this section.
Okay. Media no dia question but bibia ma observe kakra. Honestly, tap no mu ya dia pa mu di nkrofo ba so doctors like different backgrounds. And see in a way no yeah business yeah business but musu mu buaye although and you don't even charge us on top of that. And you're educating us and like supporting us on we living in the diaspora. I am the power, honestly. But once your man noticing say some TV was fear Ghana. Oh, say na obiaba like TV so like or confo. No can say may I want this, may I say. But say phone calls to Atiba, no see Brammy Chambers. Yeah, him say me Chambers so. But you was kaka about ho yan frɛ. Well, you was kaka back on today. Ebe to say £150 no or dollars no can. We don't come on the we no call. Enti umpacho mumba hasea mumma some discount say unim u didn't say of A-Frimpong okay A-Frimpong u free can say tap na whom wo na ma discount now you have to me approach and but once you are here that means you are here to help us, so give us some discounts.
Jonas,
why say
Jonas, me manen kasa ma me amen kasa. One, yes, yeah, as I say, we acknowledge the fact that tap boa yeah customers need to do. I mean, tap busunya like it's a community. We don't only think of you sending money and nemum near ebe boawo ebe ma wasetna e okroma akoso no ena yenso yadwene ho. That's why we bring all these speakers. One Ababetna Hanom from UK time 8, 9, it's almost 10, 3 hours. A lawyer need 3 hours, very precious. Wabama education free. Nase sign afre na san ka chen so san ni free a. O dimi ko kan ne landlord say oye na adwuma ni free ntino this month ono so nye ni free man no. So ti ase. Ntino ye behwe na ekwan bia ye befa so a omo beba show yi so na omo be mamo education na nso asua bibia fimu na also se uhia mwa because I mean if you want to go to America call embassy one montimi ko ka so monfa visa fee in for free. Now one application ye enso a visa fee na ashiegu. It will be better for you to pay the 150, get the information that you'll be able to do it right and get it na uko America wako enjoy. What it? Ana de mekai man
ebusia na waka rokwaro ebusia ndi yesi ochiami on kasa no osi oyini wasumo enti ni ebusia mwasum
All right, Rhoda, we want to take your last words now for the show no about every year, but give us more details on the seminar at Ebekoso Ghana, both Accra and Kumasi. The rate, share the contact forms will be per se. Na busuani bi ebe bi na opeso register na ono nso betimi a register busuafo no mo nso etimi aba event bi. Yetio.
Absolutely. So firstly, thank you so much for the platform. I think I've been with Tap all month giving information. So thank you for the platform. Yes, the program will be coming on live in 2 weeks in Accra, October 10th, 7 p.m., Lancaster Accra Hotel. We're going to have this kind of a conversation, but more in depth with more time to answer your questions. By popular demand, we'll also be doing it in Kumasi a week after. Again, same Lancaster, but it'll be in Kumasi, same price, 200 Ghana cedis until the end of this month. Again, it's my hope, my goal is to just get people the information. I always tell people, you don't have to hire me as your lawyer. There's a lot of immigration lawyers out there, honestly, and I'm not for everybody, and not everyone is for me, and that's how it is sometimes. But my goal is that if you at least have the information, when someone tries to mislead you, you'll know that what they're saying is not true, and you won't mess up your case, because America is a land of laws, and sometimes there's no mercy. There's some things that you can do in this country that once they've discovered you've done it, nothing, not even the Pope, can even change it for you. The law is the law is the law. And so my goal is to try to engage you, give you the right information, so at least your life can be a lot easier, because it makes it easier for everybody. That's my gift back to the country that birthed me. So thank you so much. It's been fun. And yeah, I will put my information in the chat, the link to schedule appointments, I'll put that in there. The link to register for the Accra, I'll put that in there. And then the link to put your information down so we can contact you for the Kumasi program, I'll put that in there as well. 200 Ghana is $13 in the United States. You can't get an attorney to stop and say hello to you for $13 in the United States. So I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this I'm a child of God. This is my gifts back to humanity. So thank you and God bless you. Bye-bye.
All right. Rhoda, say Obi Ebusa say, when are we bringing you back again on this platform? So
let me go to Ghana and come back and we'll talk.
Okay. Enti ebusuafo said ye all kind of menino ebedi nkomo ewe na ya hwe kwan a ye befa so na ya sign edino aba ebiem. Rhoda, we will also be very grateful if you can still put your contact details, your email numbers in the chat room for us. We will be very grateful, and we will definitely be in touch with you and your team for you to assist us and our family members who want to visit or travel to the United States, so that they will application in a right way yen refuse your administrative process or review na ebema process no abe very smooth and fast at the amount. Right, ebusia for said ye ote no Rhoda A-Frimpong or a US immigration attorney nyame aduma on the 10th of October or Accra Lancaster Hotel where seminar amount for niti to person omutu kwan eko US kwan ombefa so ombe application in a right way said the beya yen refuse yomo sa enso nyame aduma obewo Kumasi on the 16th of October and also Kumasi Lancaster formerly Golden Tulip and also obeye jumedie no and it is a wonua bi adamphobia ubetimi akache no so etimi akọ event ibi emum se kwan bebe mu na pese auto ticket emom 200 Ghana ahade migidi se ubetimi atosa ticket easily cry and it obe share a link a forms in the chat room na bomodia filling the forms with your details or mobile contact you na why your payment area na wa pass it on the ticket to your family members and as your loved ones are omo ewo Ghana no so etimi akọ event ibi. Yo, at this point, I will go for a quick commercial break. When I come back, A-Class will be in the seat now, or the Tap focus now at the abroad. A be so ye be a breakout room 1. A honomo and a Tap customer service team no ebewo na omonso at the assistance via uhiano omo at the amount. Sa and so ena misrewa me the link be to a chat room sia. OT Media WhatsApp platform. Bomodia joining anytime you will show biano and also no yetimi the information to sa platform no so na wonso wetimi a joining ebi ewo yen show sa ye nyina mesrewa OT Media platform WhatsApp link no ena me de ato no bomodia click on it na joining anytime you will show biano ebetimi amount information no journey. Tickets no 200 Ghana for you to go to the event in Ghana. 200 Ghana. Hopefully forms na a Rhoda ni team no ebe contact na wetimi payment na omo ede bibia uhia bia ede abro. I'm calling for a quick commercial break. I'll be right back.
Buy an interest-free home and pay within 36 months. Yes, Daimler Homes' new gold standard development, Kilton Court, has just commenced, and you can own a unit now and pay within 36 months without any interest. Starting at 95,000, you can own an elegant apartment. And guess what? Discounts are available from now till end of May. To learn more, visit our website at daimlerhomesgh.com or call us on 0200 584 558. Daimler Homes, the elegance of living.
Let me tell you a quick story. A family of 4, a father, mother, and 2 children, applied for diversity visa lottery through a connection man. The connection man received the interview notice but never told the father about the interview dates, and because of that, they missed it. This is exactly why I'm doing this program. There's a lot of misconceptions, there's a lot of yes in our community, and I want to come and correct that. And that's why on October 10th, I'm coming to Accra, Ghana, Lancaster Accra Hotel, formerly Golden Tulip, to have a seminar to give you the accurate information. Now, if I could, I would make this free, but unfortunately, I cannot. However, I have some good news. We have the help of some amazing businesses and sponsors who are assisting us in making this a lot more affordable for you. You may have seen the flyer that said 450 Ghana cedis before. Now, for 200 Ghana cedis, you get the opportunity to sit in a 2-hour seminar with a U.S. immigration attorney to get the right answers to your questions. So visit our website and check out our graphic for more ways to register.
Yo, Abuja for Memamo Aquaba Beam. This is the last section of the program tonight, and at this time, maybe a breaker room 1 Honomo and Oberco tap send customer service team Honomo Uhia and Webia with your tap send account Omo Ebeboa. Name Sabre tap send focus section. Anything Uhia any contribution episode de Emma tap send suggestion and answer any question be a bit me ede aba. Alright, A class or Honma Sumu Hanomo.